morning drive.
But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal. And they don't care. And everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now. And I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a motherfucker like me.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay Edwards.
Boom, shakalaka boom. You've tuned in to the Free Range Human Show of Choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts right now. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards. If you didn't know by now, now you know. I got two words for you. Little old WWE there for you. We ain't going to say it. We ain't going to say it. Good morning to everybody out there on a lovely Thursday morning. When did the rain come from? Where did the rain come from? I've washed my truck two times. Now, Friday and yesterday, and it rained overnight both nights. What are we doing? What are we doing? Luckily, I didn't put any of my new tire shine on it yesterday because, well, I just forgot. I was going to do it when I got home from the car wash and just didn't. I'm glad I didn't because it is rainy out there. At least it wasn't Brandon. I say raining. The ground was wet. By the time I got into Jackson, it was dry. So maybe it didn't rain much. Maybe just some spotty showers. But either way, when you wash your vehicle, you don't want to get on a wet, grimy road. That's where all that funk gets up on the side of your vehicle and just looks nasty. Looks nasty, like a Democrat, just nasty. You know, we're live, by the way, in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios here on the, let me clear my throat, 50,000 watt blowtorch 1039 WYAB. We're streaming worldwide to the millions and millions of the FAFO Army members out there in radio and internet land this morning on the Mazda of Jackson live stream. We're on YouTube, we're on X, we're on Rumble, and we are back on Facebook Live, all at Save JXN. If you want to join in the conversation there, we have a very lively chat over there. The chats are all up on the screen at all times, unless you got to take them off for a minute to show a video or something like that. So you love me, hate me. It's your chance to tell the world what you think about me or whatever we're talking about. Very rarely do we block anybody. I want to give a shout out to my moderator, Justin, in there. We really only block spam, so if you got something you want to get off your chest, go to the live chat and you can show the world right on the screen. It's a great opportunity for you guys to voice your opinions of anything that we're talking about. I get accused a lot. Oh, you delete comments. You delete comments. I do not delete comments. Facebook, YouTube, X, not what X doesn't, but Instagram. Facebook and Instagram are diabolical about hiding comments. They just are. It don't even show me most of the comments. I have to click the view hidden to see most of my comments when I decide to look at them, which I rarely do. So I don't hide anything. I like it when y'all hate on me. Like, it fuels me. I run off hate. Y'all's hate. I run off negativity. It's a drug through my veins. I don't need to do drugs anymore. Like, the hate from Democrats and black for a living liberals in Jackson, it fuels me because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I'm on the right side of history. And you can either be right or you can be wrong. They don't call it the right side of history for no reason. Because we're on the right side of the aisle. The left, there can only be one right side. There can only be one right side. That makes the other sides wrong. Can we agree on that? Words have meaning. Words have meaning. Definitions exist for a reason. The new Jackson police chief is trying to change the definitions of some words, which is why today's show is titled, How New JPD Chief Will End in 5-Alarm Woke Dumpster Fire. So we are definitely going to discuss that this morning. We got 2 full hours for you. You can text the show on the Ellis Autoplex text line at 769-241-1944. I'll give that number out one more time, 769-241-1944. We'll open the phone lines up after this segment. If you want to write that number down, it's 601-879-0002. I don't know, the news cycle moves so fast. I don't know that I'm 100% ready to move off of the Democrats' reaction to the State of the Union. I know if you guys are online as much as I am, if you listen to as many podcasts and YouTube videos and everything that I do, you've probably seen it all. But we do not need to let the Democrats' reaction just go silently into the night, to just disappear into the news cycle. Trump said, if you believe, and I may misquote a little bit here, but Trump said, if you believe that it's the job of politicians to put American citizens in front of illegal aliens, stand up. And the Democrats chose to stay seated, giving any Republican running for a midterm office, frankly, any Republican running for office for the foreseeable future at any time beyond the midterms, or the midterms and beyond, should I say, a political ad where you have to say nothing else except at the very end, this ad brought to you by Pfizer. This ad brought to you by fill in the blank politician. Do you want to send somebody to Washington, D.C. that's got Americans' best interest in mind? Or do you want to send somebody to Washington, D.C. who has illegal aliens, murderers, rapists, pedophiles' best interest in mind? I just find it so ironic that I'm just not ready to move on from this yet, that these demon rats, these Democrats, sorry, buddy, I call them demon rats again. It's just old habit. Old habits die hard. We'll figure out something. Dema-Vernon, I don't know. Dema-Goats, Dema-Pigs. I like pork. I don't know. We'll figure out something to call them. How about Satanist? Or better yet, just Democrats. I don't know if you can call them anything worse than just a Democrat. I think that'd be the worst thing you could ever call me. And then fighting words. Call me a Democrat. Fighting words, I tell you. You can call me a racist, a homophobe, a transphobe, a bigot, all your ist and obes and phobes. I'm rubber, you're glue. What bounces off me sticks off you. But boy, you call me a Democrat. And fighting words. It's like these Republicans down at, well, let me finish my thought. We'll circle back to the school choice Illuminati. I was about to go jump down that rabbit hole. And we're going to. Remind me before the end of the show. It's like these Democrats that had the audacity to wear their little release the redacted files patches, pendants, passes, stickers, whatever they were at the State of the Union. Y'all are so worried about those files. You're so worried about the pedophiles within those files. But you don't want ICE getting the pedophile, illegal aliens out of your communities. You're literally fighting ICE agents and playing Operation Human Shield unsuccessfully, mind you. Pew pew. Addition by subtraction. Shout out to Renee Good and Alex Pretty. Knowing y'all died for nothing. Nothing. Died for nothing. Anyway. You're worried about who's in those files while you're protecting the files in your own communities. Dying for them. Talk about an embarrassment to your family's legacies. You know, every now and then a drug addict dies. Somebody with a severe illness dies. Something. And deep down, the family is quietly, privately relieved that they're done with it, that the fight is over, the struggle's over, and they can move on in their lives without the boat anchor of a lifelong addict or somebody severely mentally ill, paranoid schizophrenia. I mean, just whatever. I'm just being honest here. Just being honest. That's how Alex Pretty and Renee Good's families have to feel. I mean, her kids actually got a shot at life now without her dragging them around and poisoning their brains with the wokeification. But these are the modern Democrats. These are the modern liberal. Now, we don't have a whole lot of white, just bona fide, bat crap, crazy white liberals in this state. We got a few. But we don't have as many because they just don't want to live here. You know, brain drain ain't always a bad thing, is it? We need to be careful on this problem because when these people get out of college, they're freshly indoctrinated. Freshly indoctrinated. And these are the white liberals that are out here playing Operation Human Shield to protect the files in their communities against ICE, the illegal alien files, nonetheless, the X files, we can call them. Do we really want those people staying in Mississippi? I mean, we may lose a few good conservatives too, but sometimes, you just got to balance it out on the scales. I'm just saying, is brain drain really a bad thing if it keeps all the wokeification out of Mississippi? But I was thinking about these Democrats, and y'all need to go find this. I don't know that I'm going to show it this morning because we're changing topics after this segment. The Democrats did a rebuttal speech to Donald Trump. They did a few. They put that dumb wench Spanberger, the new governor of Virginia, on there. Oh, she's evil. Soulless, evil. She did one, but then they did another. The Pod Save America bros that used to work with in the Obama administration. They got what's considered the most influential Democrat podcast, mainstream Democrat podcast in the country. Well, they affiliated themselves with one of these Drain the Swamp rebuttal events. And let's just say that Alex Jones was right about the water turning the frogs gay. And it all came to fruition on this stage 2 nights ago. When did every Democrat become a furry? Like, it was just like a little weird subculture that you would see at like Comic-Cons and maybe even a furry event here and there. I watched a documentary about it on HBO one time, I think. And it was just like a weird, like, sexual fetish thing. And they wouldn't even actually having sex. They were just kind of, I'm sorry, I know there's kids in the car, but you know what? It's the Clay Edwards Show. You should know better by now. Today's the 1163rd episode. If you ain't figured it out by now, yeah, you owe me an apology. Let's just be honest. They weren't really having sex. They were just kind of like dry hump and kind of like cuddle and spoon, I think is the better word for it, in their outfits. And I guess maybe they just didn't show the sex. But anyway, they did freaky stuff in their outfits. I wasn't really aware that it was a political movement, a political statement. But now, being a furry is a political statement. They had a whole room of furries at this event. And they were all speaking. And there was a bunch of them dressed up as frogs on stage. And they were part of the Portland Frog movement, or something Frogs Portland. Of course, it's Portland. Keep Portland funky. Now, I think like there's a big mural painted on one of the walls in downtown Portland that says Keep Portland Weird. Promises made, promises kept. Portland makes Fondren look like the sanest place on earth. All right. Y'all need to go find that video. I'll find it during the break and share it. Maybe we will play it. It's just so good. But when we come back, let's jump into the new Jackson police chief and why I 100% believe that this ends in no other fashion than lawsuits and 5-alarm woke dumpster fires. And I believe it happens before the end of the year. My bet is she doesn't make it to New Year's Day 2027. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us on our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com. Looking to make technology work for your business instead of the other way around? Visit brentech.ms today. From reliable network infrastructure and wireless internet to cloud or on-premise backups, Brentech has solutions that keep your business connected, secure, and running smoothly. Don't let tech headaches slow you down. Discover how Brentech can simplify and elevate your business at brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. Brentech, technology made easy.
The new year is off to a fast start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credits, and get 1-year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repaired? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Men, let's talk about low testosterone. Do you suffer from any of these symptoms? Low sex drive, ED. Are you always tired, depressed? You have loss of muscle mass? You're obese? Maybe you have loss of focus and drive? Then you, my friends, may suffer from low testosterone. Let my buddies over at Men's Health in Mississippi, located right there in Madison, check your numbers today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. Check them out online at menshealthms.com. That's menshealthms.com. Men's Health Mississippi.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. 103.9 FM. I'm sorry, 103.9 WYAB. I got to quit saying FM all the time. You know it's FM. I know it's FM. We don't have an AM dial for this station. I guess technically we have to, right? Anyway, I digress. We're live inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness in Mississippi studios, streaming worldwide on the Mazda of Jackson live stream over on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Rumble. Just type in Save JXN, and it'll take you to the Clay Edwards Show pages where this stream's live at. And of course, this radio station is reaching far and wide. Legally, legitimately, we can advertise it as the most powerful news talk station in the state with our 50,000 watt signal. Now, there's others that reach further because they have multiple towers and different spots on the radio dial. But as far as single station formats, we're the number one stunners. What? Number one stunner. What? Guys, look, it's early in the morning, man. I have to get myself piped up. This is how I do it. I try to have fun. I could never come in and be Mr. Serious Pants. I can't do it. That 12 years I spent in the car business and having to do those sales meetings first thing in the morning and be all Mr. Serious Pants. And there's a time and a place for that. That time nor place is 7:07 a.m. to 9 or 10 a.m. every Monday through Friday, right here on the Clay Edwards Show. We're not going to be Mr. Serious Pants. We may get serious from time to time. And the stories we discuss, they're serious. But would you rather hear it with a fun twist on it? Or would you rather me be Dan Rather over here, all serious? I'll take fun. But the way I do this radio show, I'm highly influenced by our good friend, Mr. Kim Wade. And then I'm highly influenced by live streamers that I watch. So I like to pull a little bit of the internet and a little bit of traditional radio and kind of merge them together. But at the end of the day, it is a radio show, but it's highly, highly influenced by people like Salty Cracker. One of the in my opinion, the best culture political streamer out there, but man, he cusses a lot. Even from me, he drops a lot of F-bombs during his show. I know it's the internet and whatnot, but every other word, I'm like, come on, Salty. You can get your point across without cussing. Which I have to tell myself that every now and then too. I get it, because I'm not a Christian because I cuss, according to some of our listeners here. Real quick, guys, get out to Cypress Point Resort. They got so much great stuff coming up. So much great stuff. And they got blue plate specials every single day there at Cypress Point Resort. Today's blue plate special, today is Thursday. It is red beans and rice with a side salad. And I'm going to tell you something about the plate lunches there at Cameron's Garage. It's at the Cameron's Garage side of Cypress Point. So you'll see it when you get there. The big sports bar to the left with the big roll-up garage doors. It's over off Holly Bush Road, too, out there in Rankin County, by the way, right off Lakeland Drive, Highway 25, whatever you want to call it. Usually, and I haven't had the red beans and rice, but I've had a lot of the other items there, and I do love good red beans and rice. It's going to be more food on the plate than one person can eat in one sitting. And if you do eat it all in one sitting, you're going to be mad at yourself because you're going to be miserable and useless the rest of the day. So you've been warned. There's going to be a lot of bang for your buck. It's only $14.95 for a good plate lunch right there. And check them out online on Facebook there. Just type in Cypress Point Resort. It'll take you to their page and check out all of the upcoming events, live entertainment, They always post their weekend specials in the steakhouse and the tavern and everything. They keep a lot of really cool stuff going on out there. They got the facility back in the back for private events. They host ticketed events, themed parties, all kind of great stuff out there at Cypress Point. And the safari will be back open soon as it warms up outside. It's just going to be a great summer out there. Great spring, great summer. Going to be a lot of great stuff coming up. Crawfish bowls, all that good stuff. Cypress Point Resort. All right. Let me change my photo. Let me change my screen here. New JPD chief. A 5-alarm woke dumpster fire. Who is she? Who is the new police chief? What do we know about her? Dr. Rochelle Brackney. She served as police chief in Charlottesville, Virginia from 2018 to 2021 before being appointed as Jackson, Mississippi's police chief yesterday. She has faced various criticisms during her career. These include allegations of leadership issues and policies viewed by some as overly progressive or woke, often in context of her efforts to address racism and reform policing practices. So here's some of the negative aspects and criticisms of Chief Brackney. Leadership and morale issues in Charlottesville. Brackney was fired in September of 21 after a department survey. Man, imagine being fired after a survey. Survey says you're fired. She was fired after a department survey revealed low trust among officers. Ruh-roh. With some accusing her of, quote, ruling with an iron fist and creating chaos through her reforms. You can find that on cville.com. Critics include some officers described her as, quote, arrogant and argumentative. Checks out. Leading to friction, work slowdowns, and dissatisfaction. You can find that over at the northsidesun.com. She uncovered serious misconduct, such as officers sharing racist jokes, pornographic images, and engaging in hazing with ethnic stereotypes. But her responses alienated the rank and file. Well, we know one former highway patrol officer that won't be able to work at JPD now, don't we? No sharing pornographic material, allegedly, of course. Oh, no, not racist jokes. They didn't share racist jokes, did they? You know what I love about that comment about the racist jokes? You're just left to assume anytime somebody says anything was racist, it must have been the white people sharing the racist jokes about black people. It couldn't possibly be fine, outstanding African Americans sharing racist jokes, could it? It couldn't, could it? It couldn't be. Considering every racist joke I've ever heard in a stand-up comedy special, every single one was from a black comedian about other races. Every single one. They couldn't possibly be guilty of that. So here's some other things that she did. She disbanded specialized units. Brackney eliminated units like SWAT and narcotics. We don't need these. Calling them violent and insular. Some people have said that was a good thing, like the Goon Squad. Well, the Goon Squad wasn't a special unit. The Goon Squad was the night shift at the Rankin County Sheriff's Department. They weren't SWAT. They weren't an insular unit. They weren't a special victims unit or anything like that. They were just the night shift. Anyway. So she called them violent and insular, and the groups were prone to violations and corruption. That's from WLBT. This was criticized as weakening the department's operational effectiveness, with some viewing it as prioritizing reform over practical policing needs. How about her wrongful termination lawsuit? After her firing, Brackney sued Charlottesville for $3 million, alleging, wait for it, discrimination as a Black woman attempting to uproot entrenched racism, sexism, and homophobia. The suit highlighted nepotism, favoritism, and outdated practices in the department, but critics saw her tenure as very divisive, according to the Washington Post. And that right there, in my humble opinion, is going to be exactly how her tenure in Jackson, Mississippi ends, with a lawsuit alleging discrimination as a Black woman, attempting to uproot entrenched racism, sexism, and homophobia. And one of the things, and the main reason I think that it's going to end in a woke 5-alarm dumpster fire is this right here. Perceived softness on crime. During her 2026 confirmation in Jackson, Councilman Ashby Foote voted against her by very politely going full Kamala Harris here with a little word salad. Instead of calling her soft or woke or a social justice warrior, he said that she was, quote, too well educated and charming for the role, implying she might not be aggressive enough against gangs and crime in a city with high homicide rates. Some community voices echoed concerns about her focus on morale and joy in the department over strict law and order tactics. Guys, girls, anytime a law enforcement official or a Democrat uses the word joy, you're screwed. It's like if they're building a Jasco gas station in your neighborhood. It's too late. You're already screwed. The Titanic's already hit the iceberg. There's no turning back. You better find a lifeboat and jump off any way you can. We'll be right back.
.1039 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
For decades, you've known the name Martin's for good times, great food, and the best live music. Now that's happening at 2 locations, downtown Jackson and Livingston. Check the websites, martinslivingstonms.com and martinsdowntownjxn.com for the many special events and live music lineups. You can chill with friends on the big patio at the Livingston location and enjoy the blue plate lunches and nightly drink specials. Martin's, downtown and Livingston.
Got electrical problems? Marty Cowden and Cowden Electric are here for you. Cowden Electric is your trusted electrician, serving the Jackson area for 3 decades. Electrical repair, service, and home rewiring are just the start of what Cowden Electric can do. Cowden Electric also installs generators to keep your power going when everyone else's lights are out. Plus, LED lighting, remodels, new construction, no job is too small. Visit CowdenElectric.com today to see all that they do. Cowden Electric, powering your home and business.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
When seconds making a play, Short's got it covered.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcat!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, at Shelter Insurance and see why Forbes has rated us #1 in the world.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, 1039 WYAB, streaming worldwide at the Mazda Jackson live stream. We are inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios, where you can take advantage of the free testosterone screenings today. Get on the schedule today by texting Clay, C-L-A-Y, to 601-800-5130. That's 601-800-5130. And get your life back on track. Guys, you're going to start sleeping better. You're going to start seeing more muscles. You're going to start losing more weight, burning that stubborn belly fat. Things are going to wake up, to say the least, in the bedroom. You're going to have just feel better in general. You're going to be more goal driven. You're going to set little goals. You can start achieving them. You're going to reward yourself with a serotonin boost. And life's going to be great. Who knows? You may even start the next #1 radio show in the state of Mississippi. Text Clay, 601-800-5130 today for a free testosterone screening. Men's Health of Mississippi. Let's take a call here before we move forward. Hey, you're on there.
Hey, good morning, Clay.
Hey, good morning.
Look, I would like to know a couple of things about Ms. Police Chief. Number one, where did she get her PhD?
Well, Carnegie
she like
Mellon University, I believe.
Okay. Has she ever been a street cop, or was she one of these show pony hires? You know, the one you mentioned that sent out to porn. She was a show pony hire. You know, They don't ever put them on a real job. They work in the office, community relations. I'd like to know, if she ever got out there and butted heads.
She did. She was now I can't 100% answer that question, but in her defense, she was a law enforcement officer, I believe, with Pittsburgh Police Department for 30 years before moving into getting all these degrees and doctorates and PhDs and, all of these fancy titles. So just a quick rundown of some of her highlights here. She got a Bachelor of Science in Public Safety. A Bachelor of Science in Public Policy, a Master's of Public Management, a PhD in Instructional Management and Leadership. Really? There's a PhD for something like that? To me, a PhD is a real doctor that works on people. Anyway, in 2024, she's a fellow Harvard University Advanced Leadership Initiative. She's currently writing The Bruising of America When Black, White, and Blue Collide. That sounds terrible. And then she's a former commander with the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police and a former chief in Charlottesville. So, and I know she was a cop in Pittsburgh for 30 years prior to all this.
Well, I love her credentials. How about criminal justice? Maybe, was in there. I didn't hear anything law enforcement related in her degrees.
No, what she should have been was a lawyer.
This is going to be a Chinese cluster, mess up.
Mm-hmm.
Wait and see. Jackson is notorious for that. And they needed to hire somebody like the sheriff down in Florida that says if you hit one of my officers, you're going to wind up in the hospital. If you shoot at one of my officers, we're going to kill you graveyard dead.
Yep.
Jackson, look, I do not condone everything that the Goon Squad did. And I think it was abhorrent. But Jackson needs some cops to come in and bust heads left and right. Now, the Capitol Police is trying, but JPD it's not the officers over there. It is management.
Oh, no. I'm going to push back there. It is, in fact, a lot of the officers over there at JPD. My understanding is a lot of them have criminal records. Most of them, over 50%, there's a phrase here. Let me make sure I get it right here. I was told, now this is from a source now, over 50% of them, where's my little notes here? They are giglioed, which means they can't testify in court because they committed perjury previously. Over 50% of the current JPD officers. So it is, in fact, the officers too. Now, are there good cops in JPD? Absolutely. But I'm afraid they're the minority.
I stand corrected. I mean, I
used to try to say the right thing. I used to try to say the right thing too, buddy, because I felt like just let me throw this caveat here. I'm talking about the leadership, not the boots on ground. But unfortunately, when we're talking about JPD, we are talking about a lot of the boots on ground.
Well, I know one thing that happens in Jackson that's abhorrent to me, and it's the officer doing it. And I have a lot of young black friends that are decent people. They live in Jackson, and they carry a gun, and they carry it legally.
As they should.
Jackson has started this deal. They stopped them, and they ask them, do you have a gun? Now, with me, I tell them it's none of your effing business, because I know about eminent domain laws. These guys will say yes. They ask them to see it, and then they say, can you prove you own it? And when they can't, they take it. And that's against the law. And I know JP doing it because I have had several of my young black friends tell me they've done it to them.
You can't be stealing folks' guns.
I mean, so that's the thing. But we need Jackson. And, well, if they would fire everybody and start over again, it might be better from what you said.
Well, it won't take many. They only have about 240 cops currently on staff with Jackson. So it wouldn't be a big ask. And frankly, the department might not survive currently anyhow, because I'm going to get into all the reasons why JPD is literally on life support as we speak. And this could be the nail in the coffin. And it may be exactly what we need, to be honest. If we can go ahead and just let it collapse on itself.
Let me add one more thing, and I'll shut up. Years ago, there was a guy that gave the polys to Jackson PD, for the hire. So I was wanting to hire. And this guy was so good. He knew if a guy was going to fail or pass before they took the test, because he had talked to him about 30 minutes. And they fired him because, if I am not right, out of 100 applicants, he failed like 95 of them. And they got rid of him and quit letting him do polys at all.
Yeah. Well,
so
you don't want information that.
And that's when.
Go ahead.
That's when they got the rapists from the Army and the dishonorable discharges. So, like I said, I grew up in and around Jackson. I used to go downtown. I can remember street dances on Capitol Street, and it tears my soul out to drive through Jackson. And when I drive through Jackson, it's on the interstate, and I got my head down, and I am loaded for bear. But it breaks my heart.
Well, buddy, you can still go watch street dances on Capitol Street. It's just twerk fest now.
Yeah, but I don't have to, go in full body armor because it impedes my movements. But look, Clay, I enjoyed the show and continue to give them hell.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, buddy.
All right, take care.
You too. Yeah, my sources tell me that about 50%, give or take, of the current JPD officers can't testify in criminal cases because they've lied under oath before. You can't make that up. Now, I've got some pretty good sources. This lady, she won't refer to gangs as gangs. You know what she calls gangs? Social clubs. Now, I know that John Gotti and them, and a lot of the New York mob, La Cosa Nostra, they had social clubs. Like the Raven Lounge, or what I believe it was called, where John Gotti, the FBI, the FBI, what's it called? They put their listening devices. It's the smallest words I can't remember sometimes in the mornings that drive me the craziest. Tapped. The FBI tapped the phones in the Raven Lounge, or not just so much tapped the phones, they put listening devices all throughout it so they could hear everything. But that was called the Raven Social Club, or Raven Night Social Club, something like that. But I don't think that's what she's referring to. And I'll give her a slight benefit of the doubt and just say, being from Pittsburgh and kind of that northeast corridor there, that maybe that's something to do with the La Cosa Nostra gangs. Maybe they called them social clubs. I've never heard that before, and I've done a lot of research. And by research, I mean I've watched every documentary and movie about La Cosa Nostra and the American mob. I have a History Channel subscription. It comes with my cable. Now it's just reality shows. But, man, when you start changing the definitions of words or start changing the meanings of words, you know you're screwed if a Democrat's the one doing it. Never forget, they changed abortion to Planned Parenthood. Let's take a break real quick. We'll be right back.
.1039 WYAB.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us on our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Men, let's talk about low testosterone. Do you suffer from any of these symptoms? Low sex drive, ED. Are you always tired, depressed? You have loss of muscle mass? You're obese? Maybe you have loss of focus and drive? Then you, my friends, may suffer from low testosterone. Let my buddies over at Men's Health in Mississippi, located right there in Madison, check your numbers today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. Check them out online at menshealthms.com. That's menshealthms.com. Men's Health Mississippi.
Pops Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, priced to fit your budget. Stop by Pops Auto Sales today, where fair prices and superior service leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Or go to popsautosalesllc.com and browse our inventory and get pre-approved for zero-down financing with approved credit, with service contracts and warranties available. And guys, our truck inventory is one of the largest for any independent dealer, period. Pops Auto Sales, Highway 49 in Florence.
The Township Jazz Festival is on again this year, so make your plans for Saturday, April 11th to bring the family and make a day of it. This year, as always, they're keeping it free. 8 hours of phenomenal jazz talent at the Township on Highland Colony Parkway near Fusion Coffee House. Covered seating is provided, but lawn chairs and blankets are welcome. No tents, please. You can look for the info at townshipjazzfestival.com.
Hi, this is Lee Atkins of Home Care Plus in Ridgeland. We are a proud carrier of Abena Premium Incontinence products. Abena has the most absorbency available, making changes and leaks less likely. After 7 years as a seller, I can tell you these products are amazing and worth every penny to quality of life for patient and caregiver. And we ship all incontinence products as well. So please come see us at Home Care Plus in Ridgeland for all the incontinence needs of you or your family member. That's Home Care Plus in Ridgeland.
Since 2012, Brentech Solutions has been keeping Central Mississippi businesses connected and protected. From secure data backup and cloud services with Synology to reliable network design and maintenance, servers, and business Wi-Fi, Brentech truly does it all. Brentech is your Ring Pro partner and smart home automation solutions provider. Brentech can handle Microsoft 365 support and even Starlink. Visit brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. IT solutions that work.
Got electrical problems? Marty Cowden and Cowden Electric are here for you. Cowden Electric is your trusted electrician, serving the Jackson area for 3 decades. Electrical repair, service, and home rewiring are just the start of what Cowden Electric can do. Cowden Electric also installs generators to keep your power going when everyone else's lights are out. Plus, LED lighting, remodels, new construction, no job is too small. Visit CowdenElectric.com today to see all that they do. Cowden Electric, powering your home and business.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. We got about a minute here for our top of the hour break. When we come back, we're going to get into the real nuts and bolts and the whole crap show yesterday that was the confirmation for the new police chief. And did somebody cry? Did I hear that somebody cried? A grown man, allegedly, cried because Ashby Foote voted no. You know what? They're so mad, too. They're so mad it's not the first black woman police chief. How do I know that? Because every article about this says third black woman, but she was the first black woman in Charlottesville. She was the first black woman in Charlottesville. Like that matters. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Cuba's president has just warned the island nation will defend itself against any terrorist aggression after Havana claimed its border troops shot and killed 4 U.S. residents in an American-registered speedboat who opened fire. Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
It is highly unusual to see shootouts in open sea like that.
Rubio says the U.S. is investigating.
I'm very, very confident that we will know the full story of what happened here, and we will know it soon. And then, we'll respond appropriately based on what that information tells us.
Cuban officials claim the majority of the 10 people who were on the speedboat have known histories of criminal and violent activity. Hillary and Bill Clinton are set to reveal their dealings with the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein in testimony for lawmakers on Capitol Hill. Correspondent Nicole Killian is in New York.
The former first couple has been pushing to testify publicly, but instead they'll appear for closed-door tape depositions that will later be released by the panel. They were subpoenaed last year and threatened with contempt of Congress for failing to show for a previous deposition as part of the committee's investigation into the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case.
Hillary Clinton is set to testify today, her husband tomorrow, near their home in Chappaqua, New York. The U.S. and Iran are expected to resume negotiations shortly in a third round of nuclear talks that began this morning. as President Trump deploys warships and aircraft to the Middle East. The country's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi.
We are ready to remove concerns, but we are not ready to give up our rights for peaceful use of nuclear technology. This is what we demand.
Wonder why some people stay sharp as tacks into their 80s and 90s and others don't?
The paper published in the journal Nature cites neurogenesis, the idea that the brain can grow new neurons late in life. The researchers found so-called superagers, people over 80 who have the memories of 50-year-olds, had twice as many neurons as seniors with normal memory for their age, and 2.5 times more neurons than people with Alzheimer's. Some scientists, though, are skeptical. Other studies have found adults cannot generate new neurons that late in life. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
North Korea is hinting it's interested in improving ties with the U.S. Alex Jensen reports from Seoul.
Peaceful coexistence or eternal confrontation. Those are the two options presented to the U.S. by North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, although he's sidelined American ally South Korea by restating his country's hostility towards Seoul.
This is CBS News.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra.
News brought to you this hour by Lee's Old Country Store, Antiques and Collectibles on Highway 22 in Flora. Stop in for new and vintage finds, plus homemade goodies and gifts.
Progress against the cyber attack. A 50% chance for rain today, mostly cloudy with a high at 75. Tonight, that rain chance is up to 70% and the low is 55. That rain is not hanging around, though. Friday, it's partly sunny and 72 and clear for the weekend. With news on 103.9 WYAB, I'm Chris Davis. If you have an appointment at any clinic run by UMMC or elective surgery scheduled for this week, the hospital system says they still can't do it. And all of those are canceled and the clinics closed through Friday. But they say they are making progress with getting the computer systems restored after last week's cyber attack. The hospitals and ERs in Jackson, Madison County, Holmes County, and Grenada are open. Someone else injured in a house fire in Jackson, which makes 2 this week. This one was on Daniels Circle about 8 Wednesday morning. This one is being blamed on things being too close to a heater. The house already had flames shooting out of the top when firefighters got there, and the man who managed to get out had burns on his hands. In Natchez, the Adams County Sheriff's Department is not saying too much about what happened 2 years ago, but a man who was arrested Tuesday has been charged with sexual battery from an incident in August of 2024. His name is Houston Tyler Dunson. He's 46, and that's where the cops stopped talking. The camera caught him before he cut off the power. That was in a Tuesday burglary of a fish house in Florence on Dixie Road. The employees noticed something was up when they did the morning cash drawer count. Sheriff Brian Bailey says a look at surveillance showed a man in a black hoodie. They ID'd him as Scott Dennis Roberts of Florence and went and put the cuffs on him. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Hi,
Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's it's a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic southern sides and corn. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res.
Clay Edwards Show. More adrenaline.
You know, it's a pretty interesting time to be alive. What's the saying? May the times you live in be interesting. We have accomplished that.
And more testosterone for your morning drive.
But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal. And they don't care. And everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now. And I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a motherfucker.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay Edwards.
Boom goes the dynamite. It's hour 2 of the most incendiary show on the RADIO. And this segment is brought to you by our friends over at Cowden Electric. I'd like to welcome Cowden Electric to the show. Been in business here in central Mississippi for well over 50 years. 2 generations of Cowdens running the show over there at Cowden Electric. You can check them out online at cowdenelectric.com, but they got you taken care of for all of your service calls, new construction, remodels, anything you need electrical, Cowden can do. No job too big, no job too small. But what we really want to focus on is the generator stuff they can do for you. The emergency generators for your home, for your business. That is where Cowden is going to excel and make your life a lot easier. And it's going to be done right. I can't express how important having something done right the first time is. It saves you time, it saves you money, it saves you headache, and it works when you need it, right? Just like we talk about A1 Gear and Auto all the time, things being done right the first time, things being diagnosed right the first time. Well, same thing with electrical work, same thing with plumbing work, same thing with anything you get done. You want it done right the first time. You know, you try to save a few bucks, and next thing you know, you're having to spend the full amount twice. Jerry Jones, and I'm not saying Cowden's overpriced, nothing like that. Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm just kind of jumping down a rabbit hole here. Jerry Jones made a statement that has always stuck with me since I heard it, and it's when I quit trying to be cheap. Now, I may just not buy something if I can't afford it, or it's going to put me in a bind. That's not being cheap. That's being responsible. But if I'm going to buy something, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pay whatever it's worth to buy it. Because I've never, ever once regretted overpaying for anything that I was happy with. Not one time. Not a single time did I pay $100 over what I wanted to pay, or $1,000, or whatever the amount is. And I was happy with it. Never once did I regret it. And that's how I feel about mechanic work, handyman, anything like that. My point being, if you're going to get a home generator, don't let some shoddy side electrician strung out on meth come hook your generator up. Get a legitimate company that's been in business for over 50 years, like Cowden Electric, to come do it. Whether you're hooking up, whether they're selling you a full home emergency generator that's permanent, built into the side of the house there, or you're getting the hookups for your portable generator to just run a few things in case of an emergency. They can do either or with Cowden Electric. And it's pretty affordable, to be honest with you, especially for somebody like me who rents and doesn't want to commit to putting a full generator on the side of my house. They can put the hookups where I can just plug my portable generator in and it run a few breakers, a few important things. Well, that's a game changer for a guy like me, for probably somebody like y'all who's still suffering from 4 years of the Biden regime and everything costing through the roof. So remember Cowden Electric, COWDEN, CowdenElectric.com. All right, let's jump back into the police chief of Jackson. We got so much to cover today with just this topic. I'm going to try to get to something else for the end of the show, but right now, this is the moneymaker. You know, we've been talking a lot of national stuff on here the last few weeks, last few months, to be honest, because they keep giving us so much content. It's hard to ignore it. Jackson's just the same old Democrat death culture, you know, little spatters of good news here and there. It's like, oh, look, they didn't kill over 100 people for the first time in 5 years, 6 years. Golf clap for them, Clay. Tell them they did a good job. Clay, you would be talking all about it if it was record-breaking murder. Why don't you talk about the low murder? Well, you were still the murder capital of America for the 5th year in a row. Even with murder down almost 40%, you were still first place loser. You know, anyway, so they've hired a new police chief that I believe is going to be a dumpster fire. Let's go over to WLBT here real quick and let's check in on the confirmation hearings and see how those went yesterday. And I'm pretty sure I heard something about a grown man crying that wants to sit down with Ashby Foote because he voted no. We have raised an entire generation of testosterone-less cuck men in this country. I'm not going to say anything else. We're just going to play the damn video.
Good afternoon, I'm CJ LeMaster. A Jackson City councilman says the person tapped to be the city's next police chief is too qualified for the job. At a special meeting yesterday, the Jackson City Council confirmed Rochelle Brackney as the city's next police chief on a 6-1 vote. The lone holdout was Ward 1 Councilman Ashby Foote, who said Brackney is too well educated and charming for the job. Foote was met with immediate criticism for the vote, with one city employee telling him afterward that she was almost in tears that her councilman voted against Brackney.
Okay, so it was a she. It was a she that's almost in tears. Either way, one city employee said she was almost in tears that her councilman voted no.
The chief said she plans to sit down with Foote again to discuss his concern.
So, let's see here. So there is one. So since then, and I want to know, does the strong, independent women that almost cried, that wants to sit down with Foote, I want to know, does she now want to sit down with the black woman that has now come out and said that she wants to change her vote? What? But I thought we were all kumbaya, hugs and kisses. This was going to be the greatest thing ever. What happened? Oh, they've promised her a salary that they don't have the money to pay. How do you make that mistake? Oh, you know what? I know how you make that mistake. It's Jackson. And as nice as I've been to John Horn, and I've stayed off their butt, I really have. This is a disaster. And I want to know who behind the scenes is pulling John Horn strings on this. Because this is going to be a woke disaster. Somebody somewhere, some powerful white liberal with a lot of money, and I've been told a couple of people it might be, is pulling the strings on this. And they're trying to, they may have made this hire because they're trying to get an influx of cash from a particular very rich white liberal from this state, as a matter of fact, that owns a big technology company, allegedly, that gave Las Vegas PD millions and millions of dollars to upgrade and buy some new toys and stuff. So this may have been a woke diversity DEI hire on purpose, because this reeks of Chokwe Lumumba. I said it last week on the show. Chokwe Antar Lumumba he's got to be just sitting back. Him and his sister Rakia have just got to be sitting back almost punching clouds. This is what we would have done. They wouldn't have all voted 6-1. If I'd made this higher, everybody'd be raising hell. I mean, he's mad right now, which I kind of enjoy. I do kind of enjoy. I think, what was it, Barksdale? I think it's the billionaire I'm talking about. That's what I've heard, allegedly. Barksdale is the one they may be pandering to on this thing, because I think he gave a bunch of money. And I might be wrong here, so I'm going to say allegedly. Barksdale, I think, gave a couple $1 million to Las Vegas PD. And this I'm sure can all be fact checked. I'm just not going to do it in live time. But I believe that some white liberal is John's puppet master behind the scenes and said, we got to hire a strong, independent black woman to run JPD. And she's got to be woke. Got to be woke. But let me finish this story here real quick about why this councilwoman has now asked if she could change her vote. This is what they feel about elections too, by the way. They know once your vote's been cast, it's cast. You don't get to change your vote. Councilwoman asked if she could change her vote. What's her name? How in the hell do you say this name? Montine? Tina Clay. We're just going to go with Tina Clay, Ward 2 councilman. She says she wants to change her vote, but not because the candidate isn't qualified. No. Girl power. But because of the process. She needs some clarification about the process. Because she was particularly concerned that the council approved Brackney's hire at a maximum salary of $138,000. See, it has a salary cap for this position at JPD. The city council put a salary cap on what you can pay the police chief. And Brian Grizzell and the mayor got to going back and forth with each other over this in front of everybody yesterday, by the way. Well, they have promised this police chief $150,000. And Brian Grizzell tells John Horn, where you going to get the rest of the money? We ain't got it. You going to give it out of your budget? So Tina says, quote, the way the council works and the way the salary cap works anywhere, if you're going to do something above the salary cap, it would normally have to be pre-approved before you offer somebody a job, she said. I don't want us to set precedents, go out, find a candidate, offer the money, and then not get it approved by the council. The council never saw what the salary, y'all never saw what the salary was. The council never saw what the salary they were advertising for police chief. Quote, I didn't, she said. It was not sent to us. We were never part of that, which is fine, but stay within the guidelines. Salary was perhaps the greatest point of contention at Tuesday's special council meeting. The position of chief has a salary cap of $128,511.92. However, Brackney was offered $150,000. The current chief currently earns $115,000 a year. The mayor earns $120,000. Horn told the council that the higher salary was needed for Jackson to commensurate with other cities of similar size. He also said the city has set a precedent of offering higher salaries, saying at least 2 previous public works directors were paid that amount. And we see how that worked out. That worked out great. Like Tony the Tiger back there, great. Damn red lights don't even work in this city. Still. But you can dial 311 if you see one out. That is an upgrade. I do want to give them credit for that. And I don't blame the current administration for the red lights being out. I 100% blame that on the Lumumba administration. But hey, you took the job knowing there were some things that you're going to have to clean up. Again, I've been keeping my mouth shut about it, giving you an opportunity to find where the restrooms were at and just how screwed up Jackson was. And I'm still extending that courtesy, except on this. John Horn. So after the meeting, the mayor said the failure to notify the council of the higher salary was a mistake. Horn also told reporters he was confident that the additional funds could be found to pay the full $150,000. I don't know what the bigger red flag is at this point. Should she run the other direction? Or should we run, or should not we, but it is my capital city too. Or should we run the other direction from her? That's a lot of red flags. Like if we were on a date and this many red flags popped up, it guaranteed one night stand. Guaranteed one night stand. And she's probably going to end up pregnant and we're stuck having to deal with each other for the foreseeable future with nothing but regret. This is going to end that way too, except with a lawsuit. How as a functioning council, the bar is set so low here. The ceiling is short. The floor is limitless when it comes to Jackson, Mississippi politicians. The ceiling's about tall enough for a midget. I'm sorry, a dwarf. Let me speak in woke so y'all don't understand. A dwarf still could bump his head, but can walk. But the floor knows no limits to the bottom. With the stupidity that comes out of there. Was it Ashby Foote said something one time back during the garbage crisis that just melted my brain? It was so stupid. The fact that he was able to point out that those feds that set up Lumumba and him were feds and not bite into that poison apple is frankly just a miracle at this point. But a broke clock is right twice a day. First time it was right was not getting himself caught up in that mess. And the second time it was right was yesterday voting no on this woman. But the fact that they didn't even ask, how much you paying her, John? How much John, do you know the salary cap? But you're new, his first year here. Let's just make sure you know. It's a courtesy call, right? And he should be telling them, hey guys, actually, I know that the salary I know the cap's 138, but look, we're going to have to get to 150 to get this deal done. Can we do this? And can we have this discussion behind closed doors? So we're not both looking like complete idiots. And Clay Edwards ain't going to talk about us on that damn show the day after this. Can we do that? Can we avoid ourselves a lot of grief? They chose the latter. They chose to not avoid the grief and to be talked about bad on this show. Let's take a break. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals, no damage, no black streaks. Just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
For over 15 years, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for your auto repair and maintenance needs. From brake repair to placement to radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, and AC water pumps, and more, A1 will get your vehicle back up and running and on the road and in a timely manner. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, and rings and pinions. Call today to set up an appointment, or if you got questions, at 601-939-1060. A1 Gear and Auto, your hometown vehicle specialist.
Here at Lake and Glass and Tint, we've become well known for two things: window tint and windshields. Now, when it comes to window tint, you already know that we're the go-to for home, car, and office. And as always, we offer free consultations. So if you're in the need of window tint or windshields, give us a call, 601-946-1000. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram or at lakeandglassandtint.com. Lake and Glass and Tint, where quality matters.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com. Since 2012, Brentech Solutions has been keeping Central Mississippi businesses connected and protected. From secure data backup and cloud services with Synology to reliable network design and maintenance, servers, and business Wi-Fi, Brentech truly does it all. Brentech is your Ring Pro partner and smart home automation solutions provider. Brentech can handle Microsoft 365 support and even Starlink. Visit brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. IT solutions that work.
The new year is off to a fast start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credit, and get 1 year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repaired? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. This segment brought to you by our friends over at Mazda of Jackson. We got to do a couple sponsor reads here. We're going to make it quick, though. Brought to you by Mazda of Jackson. 1.9% for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, 2026 CX-50s, and 2026 Mazda 3s. And don't forget, every new Mazda, whether it's a 25, 26, or any other year model, as long as it's new, it's going to come with a 1 year of free basic maintenance. And again, I can't emphasize enough, this is a mom and pop dealership, locally owned, locally operated by the Carr family, husband and wife duo. They sit right there on that dang sales desk. They meet every customer. They give you their phone number. They shake your hand. They take a picture with you if you want one. And they just do good business. They took really good care of a Clay Edwards Show customer the other day that walked in with one of my shirts on. And I really appreciate them doing that because it means a lot. It really does. Y'all check them out. Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road at Briarwood. And of course, online at MazdaofJackson.com. We'll save the other ad read for the end of the segment. All right. I've got to catch up on a few. I've been running my mouth. I get fired up sometimes, man. Fired up sometimes. I forget this is a business. I turn into an activist real quick. I turn into an internationally recognized journalist real quick and get fired up. Fired up. All right. Now, let's get into let me just say this on this police chief thing. What Jackson needs is not hugs and kisses and good feels. Thugs don't need hugs. See what I did there? Thugs don't need hugs. We're not doing a Hugs for Thugs program around here. A Hugs for Thugs social club. You know, one of the things that, and it's where I finally just got sideways with some people that I personally don't have a problem with. I like them. I really ain't got no problem with them. But just, we have a different way of thinking when it comes to crime and how to police crime. And, you know, that's the guys, and I just don't want to say any names. So I don't want it to be like I'm insulting anybody, but we just don't agree on this anymore. I've changed my mind completely in my thought process because I just know what works and what doesn't. When it comes to fighting crime en masse, you may be individually able to save a guy here, a kid there, and I don't want to discredit that. Great job. But these violence interruption programs, like I think they serve a purpose. and with their training programs and getting the kids into workplaces and, trying to be father figures, I respect that and I don't have a problem with it. I think that is great. Where that ain't great is when it comes to busting some heads and throwing people's butts in jail. That's where that ain't great. And Jackson is well past these guys they just need to feel loved. They just need to know somebody loves them phase. We're past that. That should have happened at the house. That should have happened in the neighborhood. Now we're at the busting some heads phase of this operation. Pulling some kick does. That's what Jackson needs is we need to flood the zone with police and make mass arrest, roadblocks. I don't care if they sue you. They can't get blood from a turnip. I mean, just remember a few years ago when they started doing roadblocks in South Jackson, safety checkpoints. They were just asking for license and insurance. And the Lumumba administration, in my opinion, got a couple woke nut jobs to file lawsuits. Now they'll get on the news and they say, we need more police in this neighborhood. And then when you give them more police in the neighborhood, they sue you for doing it. Police is racisms. They're only arresting black people. Only black people live here. Of course, they're only arresting black people. They don't do this on the white side of town. There's not a white side of town. Maybe the white people ain't committing the majority of the crime. Did that occur to you? In a city that's 90% black, maybe the white people ain't committing the majority of the crime. It would be a waste of resources to go set up a roadblock in that one little area of Eastover where white people live in this town. Waste of resources. Why would you do that when you can go set up, frankly, anywhere else in the city? Look at the hot spots on the murder map and the crime map, and you go set up there. Anyway, we don't need hugs and kisses. We don't need violence interruption programs, credible messengers. We need kick does and head busters. That's how you fight knuckleheads. Not social programs, not throwing more money at the problem, not disbanding SWAT. You know something else she did when she got the job at Charlottesville? She released every cop's name and image, their face, to let you know if they were white or not. And then she released the name and the race of everybody they had ever arrested to try to show you that the white cops were racist because they had arrested more black people. Never mind the fact that, again, just like Jackson, maybe, just maybe, they were black criminals. I mean, why do we keep ignoring that fact? I'll wait. Phone line 601-879-0002. Ellis Autoplex text line 769-241-1944. Did you know that she wants Capitol Police shut down? She does not want Capitol Police involved in this anymore. She refers to JPD as a force multiplier. I mean, I shouldn't have to say anything. She doesn't want to work with Capitol Police. Sean Tyndall, I hope you're listening this morning. Everything that goes wrong, she's going to blame on you and Capitol Police. And of course, racism. You go ask the people in Jackson that aren't criminals now. Go ask the people that live in Belhaven. Oh, yeah. How dare I forget about Belhaven? The whitest neighborhood per capita in the city of Jackson. No, I mean, sorry, in the state of Mississippi. The whitest neighborhood in the state of Mississippi per capita is Belhaven, where all the good anti-racists live. I just find that so funny. I find that so funny that all the rest of us openly live around a lot of black folks, and we get along just fine out in Rankin County. But the people who constantly call us racist and Nazis and terrorists and all that bull crap, they live around more white people per capita than anybody else. See, I've often said that rednecks, and just for a lack of a better term here, that rednecks and thugs are the exact same person with just some cultural differences. And you can see that growing up, like I grew up, like I see a lot of the kids in Rankin County grow up. They've all got vehicles with big rims on it, lowered, jacked up, squatted, whatever. They all got big systems, shiny lights, all this other crap. They all play rap music. They all listen to the same music. They all try to dress the same way. We're way more of a melting pot in Brandon, Mississippi, where whites and blacks live together, work together, play together, hang out together, eat together, do everything together, than the people that live in Belhaven and Fondren. Black folks, in my experience, don't want to hang out with hippie trash. Listen to jam bands, drink craft beers, gay martinis, hang out with gay folks. They just don't. Neither do rednecks. And that's why we actually get along. When you remove the white liberal or the woke blackification, black for a living types, when you remove those two rotten apples from the equation, we get along fine. We listen to the same music. We drive the same vehicles. We do everything very similarly to one another. Neither one of us want to be around the Belhaven, Fondren, North American, white liberal that continues to try to push us further apart. But anyway, you go ask them, white liberals, if they want the Capitol Police gone. Go ask them. Let's take a break real quick. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show.
.1039 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Hey guys, I have a secret for you. We notice when you're tired all the time. We notice when your drive is gone. We notice when you're just not feeling that into us. But here's the good news. It might not be your age. It might be your testosterone level. Hey y'all, I'm Morgan at Men's Health of Mississippi. We help men just like you. We specialize in giving you back your strength, your energy, stamina, and confidence. Don't settle for feeling less than your best. Call Men's Health of Mississippi today to find out what your testosterone level is. Trust me, we'll notice that too.
Got electrical problems? Marty Cowden and Cowden Electric are here for you. Cowden Electric is your trusted electrician, serving the Jackson area for 3 decades. Electrical repair, service, and home rewiring are just the start of what Cowden Electric can do. Cowden Electric also installs generators to keep your power going when everyone else's lights are out. Plus, LED lighting, remodels, new construction, no job is too small. Visit CowdenElectric.com today to see all that they do. Cowden Electric, powering your home and business.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
For decades, you've known the name Martin's for good times, great food, and the best live music. Now that's happening at 2 locations, downtown Jackson and Livingston. Check the websites, martinslivingstonms.com and martinsdowntownjxn.com for the many special events and live music lineups. You can chill with friends on the big patio at the Livingston location and enjoy the Blue Plate lunches and nightly drink specials. Martin's, downtown and Livingston.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, at Shelter Insurance and see why Forbes has rated us #1 in the world.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. This segment, real quick, brought to you by our friend over at Brentech Solutions. Oh, man, my buddy Brent Skinner, his family's been in business in Central Mississippi for so long. You may recognize the last name. Look, Brentech Solutions has been serving businesses across Central Mississippi, providing reliable, locally based IT expertise. So what that means is, business owners, when you're having an IT issue, you're not talking to some Pakistani. You're talking, having to turn the volume up, having to decipher. And look, I don't have no problem with Pakistani folks. I just don't understand you. I can't hear already. I can't understand you. So what that means is you're going to get an American, somebody that speaks the same language you do. And you know what? Dang it, that matters. It just does. Let me say the quiet part out loud. That's not part of the ad read. That ain't what he asked me to say. But locally based IT, if you've ever had to deal with somebody out of country, you really appreciate being able to have a real conversation with somebody. Not, do you give me permission to record this call? This may be used for training purposes later. Complete train wreck of an ad read here. I admit it. Give Brentech a call today or check them out online at brentech.ms. BRENTECH.ms for all of your IT solutions. They can do data backup, they're data backup cloud specialists. They do Synology data solutions, including secure data backup, retention, and cloud services to protect critical business information. They also do complete network and connectivity solutions from internet and servers to business-grade Wi-Fi. Brentech designs and supports dependable network infrastructure and can even assist with Starlink connectivity. They also are a Ring Pro partner They install and support Ring devices along with smart home and smart business information solutions. Check them out today at brentech.ms. I get on one sometimes. I take full credit or blame, however you want to dole it out. Let's go to the Ellis Autoplex text line and get some of you guys' thoughts and opinions on this here real quick. So we've gotten some good text. Crazy T sent me that meme. I love this meme. It's of the black guy. Well, it's of the thug and the redneck. You know what I mean? You need some stereotypes exist for a reason. It's of the thug and the redneck. They're both toting guns. One's got on a Malcolm X shirt. One's wearing an American flag. And it says, government's worst fear. I got your back, brother. Facts. You people are just brainwashed. And I want to say one more thing, too. I am not talking about everybody in Belhaven and Fondren. I have friends that live in Belhaven and Fondren, and they're good folks. I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater intentionally. If you know I'm not talking about you, I'm not talking about you. Sean, I love you. Jordan, I love you. Paxton, we fight all the time. I still love you. But for the most part, I'm talking about everybody in Belhaven and Fondren. Text. We're reading text. Stay focused, Clay. Stay focused. Let's see here. Now, I don't know who this is. First time they've ever texted the Ellis Autoplex text line. Unknown texter says, don't agree with you on everything, but you are hitting the nail on the head with the Jackson police chief hire. Also, unknown texter says, and truth be told, she's got more. I can't say that. Carl Ray says, Jackson missed the Rainbow City. Grump in Clinton says, hey, Clay, one of the other radio show hosts on your station made the comment back before the election that made the comment back before the election of John Horn that John Horn's father is the field secretary for Benny Thompson in the state of Mississippi. This whole thing with the police chief reeks of Benny Thompson. I mean, you know what? If all that checks out, that makes really, really good sense. And I would guess that host was probably Kim Wade. If I had to guess. Let's see here. Unknown texter says, and they've texted several times, so let me start at the top here. It says, okay, you know exactly who the white rhino is backing Horn. Top rhino, white old man backing Horn. We had plenty of Mississippi people qualified. DEI hire. And watch crime rates will improve on paper only under new chief. They will get the money. Oh, 100% about the crime rates improving. Some of them improved under Lumumba, right? Because when you don't report it, it didn't happen. But except to ask the victim if it happened. Ignoring not answering 911 calls. Hey. But we ain't got no report of it. That's how the FBI, under multiple administrations, but when we were stuck with these deep state appointed jackasses, that's how these FBI stats that CJ LeMasters and them like to reference to show that crime ain't as bad as we make it out to be, that we're just a bunch of racists for talking about the 13% committing over 50% of the violent crimes. And it's really not 13% doing it. If you take it down the sales funnel, it's about 6% of the population in America committing over 50% of the violent crimes. If you remove the majority of women, which there are a bunch of violent women, don't get me wrong, but they're a small, small percentage of it. And you take it down to the age of the male species, a little short age group from about 14 to 25 that's committing all these crimes, it's about 3 to 6% of the population committing over 50% of the violent crimes. But they'll call you a racist if you acknowledge that. And, and here's my thing with it. Ain't like I wake up today and say, man, let me find something bad to talk about black people. No, I've always been told, and I'll die on this hill. I've always been told that you can't fix a problem until you acknowledge that the problem exists. The only times in history that I'm aware of that we've been able to clean up crime-ridden areas is when you flood the zone with police. How do you think they brought crime down in Jackson after 2020 and 2021? The governor had to step in. As much as I disagree with Tate Reeves on some things, and as unlikable as he is, I mean, he's one of the few people on this planet that I have no interest in drinking a beer with. I just have no interest in it. And there's a lot of people I even dislike and disagree with that I would at least like to drink a beer with and just chop it up and see where we're different at. But for all of our differences, Tate Reeves has done some really good things, and I would be an idiot if I denied that. Capitol Police, and obviously it ain't just Tate, it took the legislature, it took a lot of folks to make that happen. But that was flooding the zone with cops because JPD and the Lumumba administration refused to do it. And they went down there and poked their bottom lips out and raised hell and cried, just give us the money. Well, I mean, looking back in hindsight, knowing what happens when you just give Lumumba the money, allegedly, of course, Einstein moved not giving them the money. Einstein. Well, you know what? It's time to move on from Einstein. Elon levels of intelligence. Elon's the new Einstein for this reference point. Elon levels of intelligence displayed by our legislature not giving the Lumumba administration money to fix JPD. Goodness gracious. I had some other topics I wanted to hit today, but this one flooded the zone. It really did. Hey, look, real quick, plate lunch. Plate lunch today. McBee's Bar and Grill, Ridgeland, Mississippi. Buzz in the Red since 1982, one of the last great dive bars in Mississippi. Plate lunch is red sauce, chicken spaghetti with ground beef in the red sauce. And of course, if that doesn't suit your fancy and you still want to go to McBee's, they got country fried steak, hand battered, grilled chicken or hamburger steak. And of course, the full menu is available. So don't hesitate swinging by and grabbing some of that. Yum, yum, yum. Let's see here. I want to kind of clear these texts up. Unknown texter says, Jackson is already a woke disaster. Well, yeah, it is. But never underestimate that it can always be worse. Reagankin, I love Reagankin, says prostitution is now sex workers. Abortion is women's reproductive health care. Doesn't have crap to do with health care. Yeah, that's the changing of words that this new police chief wants to do. The changing of words. And I do not like talking about race. But sometimes you just have to do it. It's unfortunate. I don't like it. I don't like alienating my black audience and then feeling like I'm talking about you. I'm not. I'm truly not. But some people, unfortunately, use race as a way to get ahead. They play the system. That's why they created this DEI crap. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. All right, guys. I guess you got what's still saying, always leave them wanting more. That's it for the day. I got so much I want to say that I'm probably going to end up doing a live stream later. I don't want to promise y'all. I know every time I say that, I never follow through, but I was up to 11 o'clock last night doing show prep with full intentions on talking about some other topics. And I just did not. I didn't finish everything I wanted to talk about this. Let me say this real quick. JPD. My sources are telling me that let me pull this text up here. This is going to infuriate people. Apparently, they only have about 15 or 20 operational police cars, cruisers. And some of these vehicles aren't but a couple years old, but they're now out of commission because the parts have been stripped off of them and sold. And nothing's been done about it. So I want y'all to think about that. Okay, so here's what it says. It says only about 16 or 17 cars, about 2 years old. Okay, hold on. It says also about 16 or 17 cars only, about 2 years old, are stripped because of parts that have been stolen off of them. So I don't know if they're saying they got 16 or 17 cars left or 16 or 17 cars that are out of commission that are only 2 to 3 years old that have been, that's what it is. Almost 20 cars that are basically brand new aren't even on the road because they've had the parts stripped off of them by thugs and sold. Almost 20, I'm guessing, Durangos with that ugly orange stripe. Can we please? I know it's a waste of money. Can we please bring back the blue and white JPD cars? Not the AMR ambulance looking ones. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. I'm going to go back and I'm going to read the comments later and I'll try to reply to some of them. Thank y'all for tuning in today. Hell of a show, in my opinion. Good job, Clay. Good job. Y'all stay tuned to WYAB. Bunch of great shows coming up today. Y'all be blessed. Salute.